Have you ever felt like someone is controlling you without you even realizing it? In this video, we'll uncover how dark manipulation can shatter your mental health and the devastating psychological consequences of being a victim of these tactics. Discover how to identify and protect yourself from these manipulations before it's too late. Dark manipulation refers to psychological techniques used by individuals to influence the behavior, thoughts, and emotions of others covertly and selfishly. Often, these tactics are employed to gain control or power over someone, at the expense of the victim's well-being. Dark manipulators can be friends, partners, bosses, or even family members. Commonly used manipulation strategies. To truly understand the devastating effects of manipulation, we must first delve into some of the most insidious tactics manipulators employ. These strategies are not only common, but also extremely effective in controlling and destabilizing their victims. Here are 4 of the most impactful. Gaslighting. Imagine living in a world where your perception of reality is constantly questioned. Gaslighting involves making the victim doubt their own memory, perception, and sanity. The manipulator distorts the truth, denies events or actions, and creates an environment of extreme confusion, making the victim feel insecure and dependent. Isolation. Manipulators are adept at cutting their victims off from the outside world. They attempt to isolate their victims from friends, family, and any external sources of support. This makes the victim increasingly dependent on the manipulator for validation and emotional support, trapping them in a cycle of dependency and control. Guilt and shame. Manipulating someone using guilt and shame is a powerful tactic. Manipulators make the victim feel responsible for their problems or misfortunes, burdening them with emotional baggage that doesn't belong to them. This not only reinforces the manipulator's control, but also undermines the victim's self-esteem. Emotional overload. To destabilize their victim, manipulators often bombard them with a barrage of intense emotions, whether positive or negative. This emotional roller coaster disorients the victim, weakening their ability to think and act clearly. The goal is to keep them in a constant state of uncertainty and vulnerability. Devastating effects of manipulation on mental health. Being a victim of dark manipulation can unleash an internal storm that leaves deep and lasting scars on mental health. Here's how these insidious tactics can affect the victim. Anxiety and stress. Constant manipulation plunges the victim into a perpetual state of anxiety and stress. Imagine living each day on high alert, where every word, action, and decision is scrutinized to avoid triggering the manipulator's anger, criticism, or contempt. This level of tension is more than exhausting. It's debilitating. The vicious cycle of constant vigilance. When a person is constantly manipulated, their brain enters a perpetual survival mode. This constant vigilance is psychologically exhausting and can manifest in several ways. Hypervigilance. The victim is always on the lookout for signs of danger, searching for hints of discontent or criticism from the manipulator. This hypervigilance consumes a lot of mental and emotional energy. Fear of repercussions. Every small decision or action comes with fear of repercussions. The victim may fear emotional punishment through yelling, prolonged silences, or tantrums, further increasing their anxiety. Self-censorship. The person begins to constantly censor themselves, avoiding saying or doing anything that might displease the manipulator. This self-censorship not only suppresses their freedom of expression, but also increases anxiety by constantly controlling their behaviors and words. Physical impact of continuous stress. Continuous stress doesn't just affect the mind but also the body. Victims of manipulation may experience a range of physical symptoms due to ongoing tension. Sleep problems. Anxiety can disrupt sleep, causing insomnia or interrupted sleep. This, in turn, exacerbates fatigue and irritability. Digestive issues. Chronic stress can manifest in digestive problems such as nausea, stomach pains, or even disorders like irritable bowel syndrome. Headaches and migraines. Constant tension can trigger frequent headaches and migraines, worsening quality of life. Cardiovascular problems. Chronic stress can elevate blood pressure and increase the risk of heart disease. Erosion of emotional well-being. On an emotional level, constant manipulation can lead to significant wear and tear. The victim may experience feelings of hopelessness. The feeling of being trapped in a hopeless situation can lead to despair and depression. Low self-esteem. Constant criticism and devaluation by the manipulator can make the victim lose confidence in themselves, feeling worthless and trapped in a cycle of negativity. Social isolation. The victim may start to avoid social interactions due to fear of judgment or criticism, exacerbating feelings of loneliness and isolation. Interventions in recovery. Recognizing these symptoms is the first step towards recovery. Here are some interventions that can help. Therapy. A therapist can help the victim understand and process their experience, providing tools to manage anxiety and rebuild self-esteem. Support network. Surrounding oneself with supportive friends and family members can be crucial. These positive relationships can offer a counterbalance to the manipulator's negativity. Relaxation techniques. Practicing relaxation techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and yoga can help reduce stress and anxiety. Healthy boundaries. Learning to establish and maintain healthy boundaries is essential for protecting oneself from future manipulations. Long-term psychological consequences. The effects of manipulation don't automatically disappear once the victim leaves the toxic relationship. Long-term consequences may include relationship difficulties. Victims may struggle to trust others and form healthy relationships in the future. Fear of being manipulated again may make them reluctant to open up to others. Identity issues. After being manipulated, victims may struggle with their identity and sense of self. They may feel like they've lost their autonomy and need to rediscover who they truly are. Persistent anxiety and depression. Even after the source of manipulation is removed, symptoms of anxiety and depression may persist and require professional treatment. Difficulty making decisions. Manipulation often undermines the victim's confidence in their own judgment, making decision-making in the future challenging. Overcoming and recovery. If you've been a victim of dark manipulation, it's important to know that recovery is possible. Here are some steps that can help you in your healing process. Recognition. The first step is recognizing and accepting that you've been a victim of manipulation. This may be challenging, but it's crucial for your recovery. Seeking support. Surround yourself with people who support and value you. Consider seeking professional help from a therapist who can guide you through the recovery process. Reestablishing boundaries. Learn to establish and maintain healthy boundaries. This will help protect you from future manipulation attempts. Self-esteem work. Work on rebuilding your self-esteem and self-confidence. Recognize your strengths and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Dark manipulation can have devastating effects on mental health, but recovery is possible with the right support and personal effort. If this topic has resonated with you or you know someone who may be going through this, don't hesitate to seek help. Thank you for joining us in this video. If you found it helpful, please like, subscribe,